Hey out there, this is Thursday, September 10th, 2020. And it is just about exactly 8 o'clock in the morning here in Northern California. That little clip I played at the beginning was Cat Stevens with The First Cut is the Deepest. I was curious who wrote that song because I know that Rod Stewart does a rendition, and I like both adaptations very well, but it turns out it's Cat Stevens that wrote that song. Very nice. Well, as everybody in the world knows, California is burning, and it is pretty typical for this time of year, but we're breaking records this time, and it's horrific. Yeah, I would avoid California like the plague if I was somewhere else because I just heard a firefighter say that every county in the state, and that's a lot of counties, I forget exactly how many, but plenty. And right here where I am, people are being evacuated, and I think the Butte County Sheriff just came out this morning and reported, or yesterday, 3 people were killed somewhere, but yeah, it's people are having to evacuate. People's lives are being disrupted even more. I mean, between the COVID and the fires here, it's amazing anybody is coping. It's just the amazing grace of God. You know, that's how he got that title, the giver of amazing grace, the granter. He loves us very much, and we're all very lucky, and we should tune into that love and use it at every opportunity we have to comfort, encourage, strengthen other people. And no matter how difficult time we're having, we've got to remember that somebody else is having a way more difficult time, and they may be on the verge of taking their own lives or something. So we need to try to be available, and the only way I know how to do that again is turning to God. Okay, this entity that is so commonly referred to as God. Scientists, sometimes they think, oh, that sounds religious, so I'll just call it a higher power or some mysterious force. But most scientists acknowledge that, yeah, I mean, it's only logical to assume there's a designer, there's a creator, there's something going on here, because we can't reproduce the things that are going on. And to say it's all happenstance, it makes absolutely no sense. It's absolutely illogical. The sperm and the egg and all the flora and fauna. There's a lot going on here that science can't answer. They open one door and there's 10 more staring them in the face, and that keeps them busy for a couple of millennia, so it's forevermore, this mystery, okay, about the universe and our roots, our origins and creation and the character of God and why and all this. I mean, why? Well, it felt right. It felt good. And he gave us a hint of that with our lives. So we're kind of vicarious extensions of God, his children, like little gods with a small g. And we're incredible creatures, very unique from all the other creatures with the intelligence level we have. But when you look at the maturity level and you think, oh my God, what a departure we are from all the other creatures. I mean, we're so screwed up just inherently. How can we not be? I mean, people think they're not mentally ill. How can you not be mentally ill, emotionally ill, economically ill, socially ill, politically ill? It's just, to me, it's a big fat mystery how any of us cope. And the division that's laid on us. And then you look at our history and the death and destruction, the wanton violence, and often wars are started for profit. And you think, if there is a God, and most people believe in God, it's like, what's he thinking? What would you think? What we've made him witness? And you think we don't have wrath due us? Oh my God. I mean, the fear of the Lord should be in everybody's soul and say, my God, just don't let me be on the side with those evildoers that do these things. For what? For money. for money. Satan's ambrosia. It's the establishment and the establishmentarians. I call it status quoism, a new word I invented, okay? It works. And that's a bad religion. I mean, people want to criticize religion and the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims and all this. Well, and all the various sects out there. Okay, well, I have never heard of any one of them that made you join by force, forced you to comply and capitulate from birth. It's just the way it is because you're handed this slew of laws. See, baby, your parents first they're responsible for you. Make sure you follow those laws as you're growing up. And we all know kids get taken to court, vandal or something like that, stealing something. It happens. Kids get in trouble. And it reflects poorly on the parents. But were the parents trained in ethics, morals, principles? What basis do they have? If they weren't trained in school, because separation of church and state. You see, it's a cop-out. It's just, we're being manipulated. We've been trained from birth. And it's just this cats in a cradle effect where generational, we accept it. We go along to get along. So all these minions capitulate almost unwittingly. They don't know that they're involved in embracing members of a bad religion, to embrace establishmentarianism. We're forced. I mean, by violence, they can use violence on you. These are the priests in the Congress and the Senate, and often the executive branch. It'd be like the Antichrist or the pontiff, right at the very top, the Grand Poobah kingpin. Well, who's the Grand Poobah of religion, of education out there, right? There's a Grand Poobah like a teacher figure, right? That's got to be really, I'm just, the quintessential Uber teacher, I guess, that decides the curriculum, or a group of them, right? A board of some sort. And they say, well, this is on the curriculum, but this is irrelevant. Now, we're going to leave that up to the parents. Says who? Says who? That's a cop-out. Yet we got all these laws we got to contend with, and we're told, hey, you break those laws, man, we'll take your freedom, we'll take all your stuff, and we'll kill you sometimes if we deem that appropriate. Sure, we'll give you due process, a jury of your peers, but remember, this entire setup is establishmentarianism. It is status quoism. It's designed to protect the guilty, the criminals, the Satanists. Basically, if you're involved, if you're vested in this system, if you have faith in it, if you trust in this system, you're trusting in Satanism. This is what Jesus taught. This is biblical stuff. The prince of this world, okay, is Satan. It's the prince of darkness. Okay, that's it. Until Jesus returns, this is the juggernaut of pure evil genius we're up against. And the only way we can overcome it, okay, is with a tsunami of pure loving kindness. And this is a tough pill to swallow for anybody. Remember, we're all the same. We're all humans. We're effed up from the start. This allegory of the Garden of Eden and the fall of man, the knowledge of good and evil. And, what was the first question God had for us? He saw, who stole your innocence, right? Isn't that essentially what he said? When he said, who told you were naked? We were just like all the other creatures, oblivious to it. Who cares? I'm naked. That's the way I was born, getting used to it. If you don't like it, don't look. Right? But now it's, oh my God, naked, nude. You see, part of the religion. Hey, I'm not saying I'm a modest kind of guy. Okay, I am not a show off. Let's put it that way. Maybe when I was a younger man, I was more inclined. But I mean, you also don't want to be so prudish that you're repressed. You won't admit that you're a sexual being like we all are. It's just a fact. I mean, we all know, we've all had dreams of this stuff. It's as natural as the day is long. God gave us the experience of what it's like and why he did it, because it was good. If you read about the creation of all the things he created, he did this on the first day, that on the second day, this on the third day, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? And on the seventh day he rested. But look, we've got our five senses. Okay, and we really enjoy the sense of touch, and our sexuality has everything to do with the sense of touch, right? And it brings what? It brings bliss, it brings euphoria, it brings ecstasy, it brings orgasms, it brings a very beautiful thing that God gifted us all with. So he's living vicariously through us, and we need to live vicariously through him and honor and glorify him appropriately. This you've got to do. I mean, look, if you're an atheist or an agnostic, you're on the fence, you just, I don't care. I don't see the relevance. I just don't pay any attention. I don't want to get involved in the controversy of whether there's a God or not. So people just bury their heads in the sand and take, that's their cop out. They'd say, well, wise men say ignorance is bliss. So, I'm not listening to you about this. But remember, you're missing great blessings. Every day we all miss. I miss tons of them. I feel like I'm experiencing about 10% of my potential. I really do. It's crazy. I mean, and not having a woman, it's like compounded. It's like, God Almighty. It's, a woman is such a blessing. And when I felt whole, it's like, God, it's just, I entered nirvana. I mean, when I was involved, when my beloved loved me and I loved her and I thought I was going to get to keep her for at least the rest of my physical mortal life, and then you lose that and you go, oh my God, I guess I did not appreciate what I had fully. Because now, now in retrospect, hindsight, the is 2020, all that stuff, right? Then you get it. You see, you don't know what you got till it's gone, sort of thing. It's true. You learn a lot when you lose something really precious to you, and a beloved is very precious. But we're experiencing very little. I'm just as human as everybody else. We're just humans. We can be dumb as a box of rocks, and in our own special individual way, we're genius. And we should have the highest self-esteem, but really low ego. There's no room for it. Who are we? We didn't make ourselves. Our parents did very little. They just did what came by instinct. Instinct God put in them. A commandment. Go forth, be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth in a good way. Don't pollute it. Don't wreck it up. It's a beautiful thing I gave you here. Share it. Get along. Everything logical. Think of your perfect set of parents. Way better than any physical, mortal set of parents, biological set of parents, because these are the parents that can save your lives, that love you in a way your biological parents can't hold a candle to. They own you. You understand? It's your owner. The Bible says like the potter, and we're the biological pottery. This is a big, long, cosmic, eternal trip that we're on here. Okay, God doesn't give good things to take them away. God is every bit as good as you can possibly conceive, that you can ever imagine. Okay, with every ounce of the power of thought you have within you, by far and away. You understand? So that you don't want to miss out on that blessing. And a God that wants to be glorified, wants to be praised, wants to be worshiped, wants to be adored and thanked continually, daily. Our whole lives are supposed to be like one long, drawn-out prayer. I mean, any one of us could be dead at any moment. Is that being negative or morbid, or is it just being scientific and factual? Okay, and just saying, well, yeah, you wake up and smell the coffee, face the music. That's the reality. And to me, that's very exhilarating. Yeah, I'm as scared as the next guy. I mean, fear is as natural as the day is long. Of course you're scared. So what do you do with that fear? You take it to God, that insecurity. That's what it is. And that's how the God of this world operates. See, through the money, the power of the purse is very, very powerful. And the only way that we can ever be free, and freedom is the most cherished value of every creature, every human, and especially the wild creatures understand that. They love their freedom, right? Independence, all that stuff, right? And we're no different. But they control us with the money, something none of the other creatures that are far stupider than us would ever comply to. Say, what are you... Even they would get the scam. It's about enslaving me. It's about stealing from me. I'm far more productive than that. No, I want to get ahead too. I mean, if we're going to play this stupid, silly game involving money, I'm at least going to get ahead. If I'm going to be all vested in it and give you my blood, sweat, and tears, okay, all my little bit of time I got here on earth that's very insecure at that, and you expect me to not get ahead? You got a federal labor department set up, set minimum wage. Why don't we think Why did we come up with a federal minimum wage, my friends? Tell me, please, pray tell, why did we? Because there's unscrupulous employers, aka masters, aka bosses, that will take advantage of people. Passive, docile people that can be walked all over, okay? They'll work for peanuts. They'll work for chicken feed. We all know that's the truth. That's a fact. So in order to protect those people from unscrupulous masters,